Okay, I feel like right now we need to just put all our animes on the table.
Okay, here we go.
And I'm gonna see what I've seen out of what you've seen, and you'll see what you've seen out of what I've seen.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
All right.
Go first.
I need to have reality to be focused on me. I'm on TV. I am a Vidiot.
Okay, well, Attack on Titan.
Everybody talks about it. I started it and I just felt like, oh my god, this is so dark. It was
dark.
too dark for me. I couldn't.
It's dark. Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I enjoyed the heck out of this show. There's a really dark mystery that surrounds everything. When certain revelations are revealed, you're just like, oh my, like it just cracks open the world. Actually, while I was watching this, it was during, I think, the summer, and I would go outside and I would tell a colleague the last episode I saw. And I would just say, so guess what? And I would just tell her the story. And it got to the point where she would come up to me and go, what happened next? Like she wanted to know.
For real?
Yeah, she was so addicted to the story. And I go, okay. And then from best memory, I would give her the play-by-play of everything. And she's like, I can't believe that. And she was just loving it. It's really good.
Wow, okay. It's been one of those, animes that you hear a lot about, and it's obviously very popular, but I've always just kind of not been able to go there, just based off of what I saw when I first started it.
It is dark.
But is it dark like all the way through?
No,
because it's either like, okay, it starts with the worst, so basically it can only get better from there, or it's just like it starts bad and then it just gets worse.
To me, I feel like it's like watching a fantasy version of First World War thing, where it's like, it's the horrors of war. That's the darkness of it, right? Human nature and how bad humans can be to each other.
Oh god, no.
So there's stuff like that is really dark, and you don't.
So is there a bright side?
The bright side is that you have some heroes. I don't want to give away anything, but the fact that one of the heroes turns out to have an ability, and that ability is like, wait, first of all, the question is of why this is possible. It's crazy, and
why the ability is possible.
Why this is
Okay.
And then it becomes, wait, then maybe this ability can help us in our fight against the Titans.
Okay.
And
So it's not like it's not an ability that's just obvious from the get-go. Okay, we can use this ability against the Titans.
No, because at first, okay.
How do you say this without spoilers?
How do you spoil anything? If you have a character, you know what? Oh gosh, yeah, I can't spoil it because it's such a good, like, because this is another one where I watched a video online about why this show is so good, and so when I was watching it, I was like, this guy's enthusiasm made me go, all right, I'm gonna stop everything and just start watching the show, and then it got me in there so good. What's in the cellar? Find out what's in the cellar. Get that key. Get that key. It's crazy, and once you get into it, it's like, okay, so there's enough of the thrill of what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's kind of dour, but of course you have like some humorous moments.
Okay. Should you go next, or should we alternate?
You alternate.
Okay, let me see. Now I'm gonna have to go back in the archives. Hunter x Hunter. It's not that far back, but it's the first one that popped up. Hunter x Hunter. Have you seen it?
I am aware of the title. That's it. I know that it's a thing. But it's not. No. Never mind.
First of all, it was to me at least, it was really misleading because you see the lead character Gon, and he's got his little green suit, and green is my favorite color. So I don't know if that assisted in me wanting to watch it. And he has this fishing rod, so you automatically kind of think that there's a relationship between this little boy and his fishing rod. Maybe he has like some crazy fight style and he uses his rod or whatever. But then literally after a few episodes, you're like, oh, the fishing rod never had anything to do with it. I was totally misled. And then the story starts building up, and it's all about this whole hunter society, where basically instead of like being heroes, you can become a hunter, but you have to get a license to become a hunter. When you do get your license, you can choose whether or not you use it to be a good guy or a bad guy. Yeah,
Wait,
I know.
and what is the role of a hunter in this world? What is it? It's just, you're not just shooting deer.
Oh, no. It's not like you're literally hunting animals or anything like that, or not even, because even I thought in the beginning that the whole point was that you're hunting down bad guys, but it's kind of like you just get this license that enables you to do stuff.
You're really
To be powerful. I actually don't remember.
Well, thank you. I think I'll pass.
No, but it's really insane because it's this 10, I think he's 10 or 12. It's a kid anyway, and he sets off because his dad did it when he was just around the same age and never came back. And first of all, his dad in the anime world is known as like the most deadbeat guy ever. Like this guy has absolutely no will to like be a father to his son. Even he gives the guy like a riddle kind of and sends him on like some crazy goose chase, and it's like, okay, well, if you find me, you find me. So good luck to you.
What?
Yeah. So this kid becomes a hunter and is trying to find his father. And on the way, obviously, he meets different people. They kind of become friends, or they do become friends. He meets this other little kid who is just the same age as him. However, this child is a part of a assassin family. Like the entire family is a family of assassins. He's the youngest one, so he's like 12 years old. And he has an insane power. Like he can use electricity and manipulate it and use it however he wants, basically. And throughout the whole show, they're literally just working on getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and they're ending
like
up
all anime is that,
yeah.
essentially. I'm gonna get bigger and bigger and okay.
I know, but what really got me with this one was that they're working with like energies. So they're really just increasing and strengthening their energies, and that's what they're using in fights. So they're in a fight and you think like, okay, they're about to get beat, like their energy is done. And it's like they kind of just call for their energy, which I know is also like super normal in anime. But anyway, they learn to manipulate it in different ways in accordance to what their power is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it amplifies whatever power that they already have. And basically, yeah, they're like these two very kick-ass children who apparently have a lot more power. They're a lot more powerful than like basic hunters. So they completely destroy the hunter exams when they took them. And people are just like, what? And then, you know, throughout the show, they're just ending up in these crazy situations. And yeah, the situations are making them stronger. But then there's this really... there's a really weird arc in this anime that almost made me stop watching it.
It almost broke the world for you?
No, it was just like, this is pushing the boundaries a little too much for me. They had this whole ant arc where there's this queen ant who is abnormally huge for an ant. She's like human sized, and she's about to give birth to like the Jesus of ants almost, you know. So she needs all of the best food and nutrients for this ant baby that she's about to, you know.
Okay.
And so she has her little ant soldiers go and literally fetch anything, like animals, children, you know, from humans to animals, anything, they feed that to her. And she prefers humans because that's like, you know, the best, and like smart humans, because whatever she eats is what is going to, you know. So she's trying to feed the very best to her baby, because then he's going to end up with all the different capabilities and things of, you know, the people and animals that he eats. And during this whole thing, before she gives birth to him, she gives birth to like a million other ants, except the babies are born looking like what she's been eating. So these ants don't actually look like ants. They're like a cross between, there's this dude who's a rabbit with wings and he wears a thong. And like at that point, it's kind of like, you were giving me such good storyline. I was really loving it. So you have all these interesting things happening. They enter into this game as well. So they're stuck in the game and they have to win this game. There was also a tournament where they had to like first win money. So there's all these different things that are fun. But then this whole ant arc happens with these like ridiculous characters. Like there was this dude who was an octopus, and it's like, but you're an ant, but you're a talking octopus. Like, so it kind of got a bit ridiculous there for me. But because the stories leading up to that were so good, you just kind of couldn't stop watching it, despite how shitty you felt that it got. So you just kind of pushed through the whole ant arc, and then basically because she gave birth to like the ant, who is super strong, and he's stronger than even the top hunter, you know, like the director, the head of the whole hunter board, because they have a whole board and an organization and everything. Of course, politics. You have to involve politics.
Makes sense.
And yeah, so there's then a big fight that you know is going to ensue, where it's like the best of the good guys against the best of the bad guys, and you're just wondering like, because the way they built it up, it can go either way. Like it's not like, okay, the good guys are at a clear advantage or like the bad guys are at a clear advantage is just like super 50-50. So then you're back in it again. All of a sudden you kind of forget all the ridiculousness of the ant arc and just like, okay, now we're back in this seat and we're back in the roller coaster, and it's just like a display of the most insane parts of these people's powers, or like the very highest capabilities. It's just a display of all of this. And then some groups who probably wouldn't have worked together before are now working together in order to beat the ants. I'm still annoyed at the ants. But anyway, and you just see this building of a beautiful friendship as well between Gon and Killua, the two main characters, and it's just absolutely fantastic.
Wow. Okay. Favorite character in Hunter then?
Killua!
Okay.
Hands down, Killua. Absolutely. Killua Zoldyck, of the Zoldyck family of assassins.
That's very important.
It's very important. But I think the thing for me is just that he's an assassin, but at the same time, just as looking at him as a regular 12-year-old boy, he's super sweet, you know, and he's the only person in his family that's like, I don't want to be an assassin. I'm not cool with being an assassin, you know? And so there's also this sort of struggle between him and his family, because obviously his family wants him to follow in the, because his grandfather is an assassin, you know?
Okay.
You have literal tear-jerking moments, and I like that with anime, that you can really feel the extremes, the highs and the lows of these emotions, and you kind of just feel like you're there with your favorite characters, although you're not. But,
I mean, I think character and feeling and being empathetic to whatever they're going through, just key in all storytelling. Thank you so much for coming to the Kitchen Cereal Bar, where you too can enjoy some guilty pleasure comfort food.
Right here in Gothenburg City.
Where can people find you?
The YouTube channel is called Lydia Deborah. Make sure you check it out. I do DIYs.
Keep you looking fresh on a budget. See you guys.
Bye,
Love
guys.
you.